Well, good morning, my photography friends. Here I am once again at Riverview. It's an absolutely gorgeous morning. I waited a few days for this because I wanted to come back and shoot a couple of compositions. I'm going to be shooting 8x10, some HP5 and some J&C Classic 400. Now, I completely forgot that I had this film. I had it squirreled away in the freezer, pulled it out. Whoa! Geez, when did I buy this stuff? Because they don't even make it anymore. I don't even know how to use it. I know it's 400 speed. I'm probably going to shoot it at about an EI of 200. And as far as developing goes, it's going to be an X-Doll, replenished X-Doll. But what time, I don't know. I might have to consult the massive development chart. Oh, something I don't usually do. I'm going to show you what I'm going to shoot this morning. Alrighty, so the other day when I was here shooting, I was out of film, so I couldn't take a picture of it. But I was quite attracted to the balustrade here, this column, but particularly the shadows that are cast on the column from the trees. I think the leaves up there will be cast on here. Your view right now is pretty wide, but it's going to be a tighter view. So that's one shot that I want to get. And the other shot is going to be a really tight one, so that will require a long lens. All right, so that was a bit of a tour of the images that I want to get. You never know, I might get more. More might rear their ugly heads, so to speak, and say, take me. Okay, I will. Oh, I'm out of film. Gotta come back. Okay, let's get set up. Sometimes you guys see me using this card, this little window cutout. It's 4x5. I use it for 8x10. I use it to for a couple of things, to help me suss out a composition, and also where to place the tripod. And there's three things actually, and which lens I should use. Okay, so if you've never used one of these, it's a great tool to have. I'll often have my gear with me and this out with me, looking around, and I'll go, oh, that could be possible. Yeah, that's really interesting. Then I'll set up instead of just doing it. Oh, that could be interesting, and then set up and like focus, compose it on the ground glass. It's like, doesn't look good. And I got to pack up again. It's a bit of waste of time. So I like to use this. I get my students to do this, even in like my drawing and painting classes. So how it works is, it's just a window. You just look through, so you can find out where your edges are, and then to figure out what lens you want. It's just how far away you have it from your eye. Just sort of guesstimate the distance. It looks good about here. It's about a normal focal length on 8x10, so that would be my 300. So I would start with my 300. I might be a little bit off, but it really does get me in the ballpark, so to speak. I'm Canadian, so it gets me in the ice rink. So I figure right about here, so I have my tripod ready, and of course there would be a prickly bush right here, right where I want to set up. And I reckon it was about here. Where do I want to go? Yeah, let's see, I forgot. About here. Then I'll just tighten up my legs, adjust the legs for the stairs. Fun. I'm going to check and see how level this tripod is. Perfect levelness. Ta-da! And now I'll attach the camera. Is that it? That's it. It's a Nikkor M F9. So it's on a Toyo lens board, and it just clips on the front like so. And right now the shutter is closed, so I'll open it up. Now it's time to compose and focus. Always a thing of beauty seeing the image. It's not windy. We've got some serious bellows sag. Now we've got depth of field issues, so I might have to swing. Ooh, actually that looks really neat with that column in focus and the balusters out of focus. Steaming up my glasses. These are just 4+ specs I got from the dollar store. These are really great for like rough focusing. Okay, so since I've got the camera tilted up, I'm going to bring the rear and front standards forward to bring them parallel with the column and with each other. And I'll use my little level. Let's hope the wind doesn't pick up. It will probably ruin my shot. Okay, so the front is level. There are little spirit levels up here, but can't see them. Okay, and I need to level out the horizontals too, most likely. There. Some serious bellows sag. I'm gonna have to pull those out of the way. Okay, so if I focus on that near that, hang on a second. That's the wrong column. That is the wrong column. I want to focus on that one. The one in the back. I thought that looked strange. Okay, let's focus. There we go. That's better. That's looking like what I want. Raise the lens. Yeah, that's good. Try to show more of the bottom of the balustrade. With these cameras, I can manipulate the planes of focus. So by swinging the front lens, I can bring the foreground balusters. Right, these are the guys. They're balusters, and all together they're a balustrade. Okay, so I gotta swing this sucker. This really bothers me, this bellows. Okay, I'm gonna pull it forward, and ooh, my little homemade device with shoelaces. My wife still hasn't noticed her shoes are missing shoelaces. I'm just kidding. I would never do that to her, would I? Would I? No. She'd do it to me though in a heartbeat. There, the bellows is out of the way. Okay, let's swing. Now there's a little lever here. I can pull it forward, and now see? Swings freely, so I'm going to swing it to the right ever so slightly, lock it, and then I'm going to focus. Ooh, it's very close. Let's swing it a little bit more and see if that helps. Hubba hubba. My glasses are fogging up. Okay, focus on the column. Oh, that looks great. Oh, but you know what? I need to raise or lower the lens to bring in more of the balustrades. Okay, I'll take you guys under. Okay, so yes, if you're not familiar with lenses and how they work, the image is upside down and it's reversed. See, my column is nice and vertical, and the balusters are all in focus, and so is the column. I could literally shoot it with the lens wide open, but I probably will stop down a little bit. Got a little bit of distracting light over there. Hopefully that's going to move as the sun moves, and we got our nice little shadows of leaves on here. I hope it's here. If not, I'm going to have to make a decision either to pull the camera back or tilt up. I think it'd be easier just to pull the camera back. Okay, before I forget, I need to do my fine focus with my lovely loop. And I will make sure my critical focus is on that column. Just double check, make sure the bellows isn't cutting in anywhere. Good way to do that is also check from the front through the lens. See if you can see the corners, all four corners. Can't remember the last time I used so much front swing. And this is one of the reasons why I love to work with a large format camera, is it enables me to manipulate my planes of focus simply by moving the front standard, swinging it or tilting it. Same with the back. The back actually, and as you saw, I can raise, tilt it forward or backwards. I can also swing it, or I can slide it to get a little bit more of the left side, a little bit more of the right side. I mean, with a normal camera that doesn't have movements, if I want to see more on the left side, I pivot the camera. But that's moving the lens, so your perspective changes slightly. If you move the lens, your perspective is going to change. And that can be a real problem, especially if you've got stuff really close in the foreground. So by keeping the lens stationary and shifting the back around within the image circle. So now all I do is wait. I'm starting to see some leaf shadows. So I am going to stick a holder in the back. HP5, you are up. Close the shutter. Cable release. Probably gonna need this. So you can see we're getting some leaf shadows there, which is fine. That's what I want, but I want them to be over a little bit more on my column. So while I'm waiting for those shadows to come over, I am going to take a light reading. HP5, I'm not gonna bother with a filter. You're going filterless. So unfiltered, I shoot this at an EI of 250 or ISO 250, whatever I want to call it. I was always told, well, the box speed is your ISO. And when you deviate from that, you're working with exposure indexes. Over the past few months, I've accepted box speed for some things because it actually gives really neat effects. And if you go back and check a couple of my videos I did on pushing HP5 and Delta 400, I was pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly. So that technique of pushing film, it's in my toolbox now. At any rate, for my normal work, I'm going to rate my film at an EI of 250. Why? Because it gives me a little bit more shadow detail. And those shadows are moving over and I'm busy yapping. I like to meter off a shadow area, an important shadow area, one that has detail. And that's my main column. Now in here, it's getting dark, right? I care more about these areas here for my exposure than I do in the background. I don't really care that much about it. So I'm probably going to be basing my exposure in this area here. That area, probably put it on about zone 3.5, 3. If I put on zone 3, that means 2 stops less from my meter reading. Zone 3.5, then it's only a stop and a half. Okay, so take a reading of that dark area at like 11 1/3, half a second at 11 1/3. So there's a really tiny little white, can you see it right there? That's the very top of my framing. So these leaves I need to have leaves in this area. If not, I'm gonna have to pull the camera back a little bit. Okay, that bottom base of the column is a little bit darker. Ooh, got some nice leafy shadows there. Nice. Close the lens, and that bright sun is going to be way off the charts. 7 stops difference, so we're looking at 11, zone 11. So that's like an N-3. That's okay, I can do that. I don't want to. I might just do an N-2, bugger it. And if I let that, that bright area is going to fall on zone 11. If I just develop my film normally, then that's just going to print, that bright area is going to print white, paper white. I don't want that. There's little cracks and stuff in there I want to maintain. Come on, breeze. Don't do this to me now. I've been a good boy. No. Go away, Kaze. What you get? We don't like you. Okay, that's 1 1/4. And I'm gonna pop on the J&C Classic 400. And I'm just going to treat this just like it's HP5. Still waiting, but it's getting there. You can see there's more leaves showing up. Yeah, I want those leaves to go down to that crack. So I've got maybe 15 more minutes to wait. All right, it's perfect conditions now, and I've taken the shot because I was in a bit of a panic. I wanted to get it. Been sitting here for a long time, and I want to get over now and take my next shot. All right, I won't be able to get this one today. It's actually a 4x5, a job for the 4x5. I just can't get in tight enough with 600. So I'm gonna pack up, go home, have breakfast. I got a doctor's appointment, just a general checkup. I haven't seen my doctor in person since the pandemic started. I can't even remember what he looks like. Anyways, I'll come back another day and do this with my 4x5. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great day.